Lifetime Las Vegan Eric Nicksick has dedicated his life to the success of others, most recently as the head coach at legendary gym Extreme Couture. That hard work has paid off in hardware. The crowning of Francis Ngannou as the heavyweight king added championship status to Nicksick's list of accolades. And he leads a growing crop of formidable athletes who are all looking to follow suit. Eric shares his experiences as the driving force behind the world's best fighters in Coach's Corner.
I got into this sport kind of just trying to find a void in my life. Just kind of stumbled across the place and I saw a bunch of tough dudes getting after it. I felt like that camaraderie, that vibe, just the individuals working to achieve a common goal was what I needed in my life. I was coaching classes and coaching some young up-and-coming fighters at the time. And then it was Randy that was sitting there, Randy Couture, and he said, look, man, I think you have a path here. I would like for you to be able to take over as the gym manager here. You know, I messed up a lot as a kid. You know, I was in a little bit of trouble in college and that came up to bite me. I missed out on a lot of good opportunities in my athletic career, and I think I coached my fighters in a way that I feel like I owed it to the younger version of myself because of the things that I messed up.
Get geared up, get a drink of water, let's get ready to go.
I see a lot of fighters in my gym that really remind me of myself when I was that age. Fate, universe, God, whatever, puts me in that position to help them realize their full potential and be able to accomplish their goals and help them kind of navigate through this process. I really want to get to know my fighters and understand what makes them tick. And that's sweat equity, man. That's just being around them, understanding what got them into the sport.
Good scrambles, let's cover a foot.
Understanding their journey and why they're here. What do they fight for? Who do they fight for? Finding all those little things makes you pull that out in, you know, round 5 or going into round 3 when you need that moment. There are many different personalities in this sport. You're not going to coach Francis Ngannou the same way you coach Sean Strickland.
That makes your friend.
You're always trying to find the perfect match between coach and fighter. That's only going to make the relationship better.
Oh, Danny Ige goes Danny Ige.
I think styles of the fighter are very important as a coach because you don't want to typecast or pigeonhole a fighter. They are who they are for a reason because at the end of the day, in MMA, the word A stands for arts.
Good idea.
They're the artists. You have to let them maintain their creative control.
Time. Hey, Aljo, give me a little jog, put those hands up. That's your round, baby.
The night of the fight for me is pretty relaxing. You know, I want to stay nice and loose. Your fighter's going to feed off of your energy. I try to keep a calm, cool approach, and you can feel that energy. And even in the room, we'll start shaking out as the warm-up goes or the hands are getting taped and the music starts to change, you know, the environment starts to change. Right before we walk, I remind myself there's no place I'd rather be. At one point early on in my career, I believe it was one of Brad Tavares' fights. He was fighting the MGM Grand. And I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. And I'm glad my dad called me before. He said, hey, I want you to take a second and look around and take it all in. Your fighter's fighting at the MGM Grand. I've done that every time since. Any arena I've ever been in, whether it's been the Apex, you know, Abu Dhabi, I've taken a second just to look around and take it all in. I want to remember those moments, even if it's just a couple seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. And then once that bell rings, it just becomes tunnel vision for me.
Very, very high-stakes fight for the featherweight division. Ooh, big left hook there by Ige. That connected.
I think your approach needs to change in coaching quite a bit, depending on the fighter and what they need to hear. I could look at Dan Ige and Mirsad Bektic. It's 1-1 going into 3.
And another tough second round for Dan Ige. Ige hits the stool.
Hey, 5 minutes out of you.
Yes, sir.
5 minutes out of you, Dan. He does not want it more than you.
Yes, sir.
He does not want that more than you.
Yes,
do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
We always had a saying, what do you do in round 3?
What do you do round 3?
Come on.
Let's go. On your toes. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
That was a moment that I feel like we just were able to get it out of Dan.
Yeah! You don't want your 1+. Yeah!
Oh, big connection with the left.
Ige with a big punch and a kick to the body.
Francis Ngannou, serial gone.
Perhaps down 2-0 at one point.
It was 2-2 going into round 5.
Hey, Look at him. Look how tired he is. Hey, we've been through so much together. This is you. You understand me? This is you, kid. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Sweep it. Big sweep. Nice. Sit up. Grab his arm and sit up.
And wouldn't that be something if Francis Ngannou leaned on his wrestling and grappling to successfully defend his title? And it looks as though Ngannou will end the fight in a relatively dominant position. Incredible. What a rally from Ngannou after a tough start.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. I told you.
It wasn't really much of an adjustment, but I think just delivering the right message at times, I think that's what makes a great coach. Finding that thing that lights a fire in their ass to go out and pull out a victory. My most memorable title fight in the UFC was Francis versus Stipe. And I think a lot of it was because of the first fight and the outcome that happened in the first fight.
Beautiful time takedown.
Ngannou just does not know exactly how to get up here.
For the winner, Stipe.
And a lot of the doubt that he wasn't going to be able to execute really any game plan, and Stipe was going to pretty much walk right over him.
Eric Nicksick, all the people at Extreme Couture, they prepared him for exactly the challenges that he faced in the first fight. The question is he ready?
Ready.
Watching Francis to go execute exactly what we wanted, it was like playing a video game. I remember being like, throw this.
Level.
Oh!
And he threw it, and it landed.
Early shot from Stipe.
This is big.
And it was like, do this.
Heavy. Get to the back. Good. Break that leg down. Step around. Nice. Now we go.
It was so cool. It was like the closest I've ever been to playing a video game and having the best character in the game.
Left eye's hurt. I want middle. Yes.
Oh, knocked out for Ngannou. Stipe back to his feet. Eats another uppercut.
That's it.
It's the best feeling in the world when you see your fighter get a win, and I love that moment.
That man, Eric Nicksick, with all the guys that he trained with at Extreme Couture, he's learned. And now he's the heavyweight champion of the world.
We are an individual sport once the cage door closes, but you're only as good as the team that you surround yourself with. Having that team around you is the most important part. And sometimes it takes somebody outside of your circle to believe in you the way that I think a coach does. For me, I love to be able to help shepherd people in achieving their goals. The love that I share for my fighters is only gonna make me better and keep me where I'm at today.